Good morning, folks. My name is Mark Disjardin, Operations Section Chief with ODF Team 2. Is your morning briefing for the Akawa fire on July 22nd. Just frame of reference, sisters down here to the south, Lake Billy Chinook up here to the north. Last night and yesterday afternoon, we had outflow winds from the weather pattern that's coming in and saw some pretty significant fire growth to the south here. With the weather coming in, according to the meteorologists, we're going to expect that, if not a little bit worse today with those outflow winds as this lightning storm shows up over the top of us. Real quick, divisional updates for our folks up here in Quebec. It's our coolest part of the fire at this time, really trying to get this back in, locked in place. So our folks are working from drop point 25 down and around, trying to tie into Division November. Really trying to make sure that these lines are nice and solid. We have heat still on the line, but trying to get them locked in place so that when these winds show up with this weather pattern, that we don't have any problems up here in the north. Working our way down to the south, Division Tango. They did a great job yesterday getting these slops all contained, and we're looking really good till about drop point 32, at which point yesterday with these winds and this push to the south, we had a lot of slops and spots down in here. We pulled back and reassessed. We're using a road that goes from drop point 32 to drop point 28, really trying to get that locked in place so that we continue to make progress on this fire as it keeps driving. Most of our resources are all focused down in here, Division Whiskey. We've pulled everything that we can afford to down in here, and we're doing prep with our OSFM partners along Wilt Road and Indian Ford Road on all these structures. With this weather pattern, the upside is that we will get some cleaner air, so we haven't been able to use aircraft. We were only able to use some helicopters yesterday for about an hour or two at the end of the day. Today, though, we should be able to get access to some of our retardant planes and some of the other aircraft to really help provide some support down here in Division Whiskey. Again, lots of focus down in here. This is the priority today. Fire is expected, though, to have winds on it again, and those erratic winds can increase some fire activity on the south end, so just for awareness. Over in November, we had some issues with the weather as well, fire pushing to the west. We've pulled back and reassessed and are using the 11 road as our primary containment line. We've got a bunch of logging equipment prepping that road currently. With that, again, the focus is in Whiskey here and figuring out how to tie from November down into Whiskey and try and tie it on before it gets down to Indian Ford Road. All in all, we're trying to maintain community and firefighter safety today with these erratic winds and the instability that it's going to bring, as well as the additional lightning that may be showing up, and trying to be able to ensure that if there are any new starts, that we can provide what help we can while maintaining our priority down here in the south. Thank you and have a great day.
Good morning, Steve Chapman, Oregon State Fire Marshal's Red Team with your briefing update for today. I'll give you a little background of what happened last night. As I'm sure all of you saw, the giant plume in the sky. This fire made a big run. So we had some structures up in here that weren't threatened initially, but the fire kind of came down and around them last night. So we were able to hold that, mop up around them, and do a really good job of just like holding the fire away from the structures. We had our structure task forces for nights head out a little bit early, and they ended up up in here in Stevens Canyon and Indian Ford, started to do some prep and also get some situational awareness on what we had going in case this thing ran harder than it was. But unfortunately, it did not run as hard as it started out. And so we were able to get in there, get some SA, get some prep started, and it's starting to look really good. But with that, for today's assignments, we actually have 4 more task forces coming in, and we're gonna run them sort of like a swing shift, so that we have them during the hottest part of the day. I know I'm going to be meeting this morning with our emergency managers about, turn my radio off, about evacuation zones. And I just want to say, if you're in a level 3, if you get a warning saying you're in a level 3 and you need to go, you really need to go, because it's imperative that our firefighters aren't impeded by you guys trying to get out at the last second when the fire's coming down into your structures. We need to get in there and not have you in the way. Plus, it's just for your safety. It's not only for your safety, it's for my firefighter safety that needs to get in there, and they don't need to worry about you guys. They need to worry about getting in there and protecting your homes. So I appreciate it. If you could just get out, if you're in a level 3, level 2, be ready. And level 1, just listen up and be ready for whatever might come down the pipeline.